Hello. Last week I did a survey on my Twitter account to ask you which watch you'd like me to talk about, and overwhelmingly, a lot of you asked for the Maranello 57, which is actually one of my favourite designs. This is actually my watch, the black strap version with the Grigio or grey sunray dial. This is the watch I actually wore at my daughter's wedding, so it's a very special watch to me. And I think the number on the back, if you can read it, it's edition number 1 of 50, which was the premier collection that we did. We actually made 200 of these watches. I've always loved the idea of a California dial. Now, for those of you who don't know what a California dial is, it was basically the design of a design made by Rolex for Panerai back in the 40s for the Italian submarine crew. And they wanted something to identify when they were upside down or underwater or whatever, the difference between the Arabic numerals at the top and the Roman numerals at the top, Arabic at the bottom and Roman on the top. And they wanted something to identify whether they were upside down or whatever. So Rolex made it for the Italian Navy, and it was branded as a Panerai product. But if you find one of those for sale somewhere in an antique shop, buy it, because you could probably pay your mortgage off with something of that kind of historic value. Not that you should buy a watch just for the value, you should buy it because you love it. And I say it a lot. So when I was coming up with the idea of doing a California dial, I obviously had to make a story into why it's relevant in motorsport, and I looked at the history of various California races, California subject matters, etc. And one of them that sort of screamed out was the fact in 1957 Ferrari brought up the prototype of the California, which became their most important GT car. I've done some history and some research, but you have to forgive me, it was about 18 months ago, so I forget the details, but I'm sure some of you are a lot more up to date with all of it. So that was the perfect excuse to make the California dial, which I love, to go with something that's related to the motorsport subject matter that we obviously sell. The watch uses a Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement, which is probably the most accurate, the most reliable. Every 3 years you may have to spend £25 on a new battery, but it's more reliable than a hell of a lot of automatics, and obviously without the servicing costs, etc. This particular case was made specifically for the California, and the Le Mans 59, which is the Aston version of this particular watch. I wear the Tifosi every day. I love my Tifosi. Again, I'll take that off so I can show you the size of this one. It's a really comfortable 41mm, complemented with the Italian leather strap with the contrast stitching. I love stitching. I love stitching on seats. I love stitching on race seats. I love stitching on straps, so I tend to feature those a lot because it brings out a bit more. Not all the watches feature them, but where relevant. It has a matte finish on the side, and then it has a chrome finish on the top with these lovely integrated buttons to start, stop, so you have a sweeping hand because of the Mecha Quartz. It's a really nice hand that starts. You've got the pointer on the second hand as well, which is a nice feature. Date at the bottom, and then I'm just going to go and get the UV torch so you can see the Swiss Lumo. This comes in two colours, two strap colours. So you have the Bordeaux. Now that Bordeaux leather matches exactly a friend's 550 Maranello. So it's not just a random colour, that was matched to his seats. I mean, it does wear beautifully as well. So as you wear this, it'll be It's a lovely finish to it as well. We've got our branding on the back of it, and they have edition numbers. And so the back is embossed. This is a brand new one without the plastic torn off it, but it has lovely embossing. It's not engraved, it's actually fully embossed on the back. Yeah, any more questions? You know where I am. I love talking about watches. I'll bore you all to death if you want. But yeah, let me know. I'm going to just stop this video and then I'll start it again with the Lumo torch, the UV torch. 1 second.